Lobster Magnet. Lobster's a 10, I told you grab it.
Hey, welcome to
Yes.
Lobster Magnet, the review. We're Lobster Magnet and friends. I'm here with my buddy Goro.
Hey, what's up? Zavi's not here, but
No, he had to tuck her in. I blame you and Blade Runner. You took a long time getting back.
yeah,
Blade Runner's a long movie, but it's not that long.
yeah. I also went out to eat, and yeah, whatever.
Whatever. It's fine. We'll hear his thoughts next week. So, what do you think of this chapter of One Piece?
I don't know. It felt like a pretty average chapter, to be honest, of One Piece. Like,
I'm surprised you weren't more enthusiastic. I mean, I'm glad that like we got more of the Luffy category fight. Although I wish the like whole chapter had been devoted towards it. All the other stuff felt kind of like superfluous.
yeah, like it kind of felt like a stalling chapter for me. Like they really want to wind down this arc. I feel they're just winding it down very slowly. We can sort of see like where the finale is going to take place, and
It's going to be in Cow Island. Now Big Mom knows about Cow Island.
yeah, all the pieces are like kind of falling very neatly into place. They're just falling neatly very, very slowly. It's a little bit. I feel like they need to speed things up a bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely would, wish Oda would like spend 2 chapters in the Luffy category fight so he could like, have that out of the way, and then we can like, just go on to like, the finale of the arc of them like meeting up with Sanji and then like having a fight to like deliver the cake to Big Mom or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's few aspects of the category fight were kind of cool, like how he's able to use the spear with the twisting mochi attack.
Yeah, I did like that, and how it's like drills hole through walls, and that little bit of lore that like he's so badass he's never fallen on the floor. When he was bored, walked up and got into a chair and then went to sleep. That is how badass Dogtooth is, that he just walked out of his mother's womb, snipped off his own vocal cord, and then just sat standing up.
His own vocal cord? You mean his
Or,
umbilical cord?
His umbilical cord, that's what I meant. It's such a ridiculous detail, but I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
He's just so badass. He like, from the womb, he walked out and then stood up and was like, I'm such a badass, I'm just going to lay and look badass.
It's funny to me, like, they're hyping up Dogtooth like so much, like considering that Big Mom is like the grand young cow and everything. Like,
well,
Dogtooth is like
effectively-
he's like a general in the army, and like
Yeah,
we
but,
never
like,
even heard of him before.
They're not going to fight Big Mom. I think they've thoroughly established that, like, Big Mom. Luffy's
She's like
not
a
on
force of
Big Mom's
nature.
level.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
And I like that. I really like that Big Mom has been established as like this force of nature that Luffy has no chance against.
Yeah, I suppose that's nice. I kind of wish like they maybe like hyped up some of Big Mom's crew like earlier, like in a sense to like build them up as like scary individuals, like
I
Dogtooth
don't
like
mind. All you need
slaughtered.
is like a big bounty card, and then like, oh, that's one of the 3 sweet commanders. And I like Kataguri. I think he's like the king of the mooks. He's like the most coolest, most badass underling we've ever seen in One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of his design, like how well he fights against Luffy, sure, and like, his ability to whatchamacallit, perception hockey, like to see into the future somewhat. That's pretty neat. I just want a little bit more build up with his, like, building up his character. Like, what if he like accomplished something like really cool? Like, he fought against
think
like
you need that. I think this is
50...
a dense arc with a lot going around. You don't really need to build him up. You just need to show that he's an effective badass, and the character design and Downey like establish that he's a billion bounty boy.
Yeah.
He's a billion boy. He's a billion boy. I mean, I do agree with you that like we didn't need to see that whole scene with like the Germa 66 defeating the Mooks.
Oh yeah,
and like I guess they have technology that like overwrites Den Mushi snails and detector snails because they have like the most advanced scientific nation. Because they're making a big deal about like, we should be detecting their ships with our snails. What's going on? And then assumingly the Germa 66 is like doing something to like sabotage that.
Oh, you think that's Jimmy 66 doing it? Maybe, yeah. That makes sense.
And like how they're like talking through and they think it's like the guy's voice, unless like I don't know, if you take someone's Den Mushi, like wouldn't their voice change, or maybe it sounds the same because like the Den Mushis look like people, that are using them.
Yeah, but you imagine someone like from the like one of the commanders of the German 66 probably like I don't know, he's able to change his voice or mimic a voice. I don't know.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm sure they have like some sort of advanced technology or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, this is like bullshit, bullshit technology. Another interesting thing about Dogtooth, like he's awakened with his mochi, so he's able to create mochi, from anything.
I wonder how long it'll be before Luffy gets his awakened power up, where he like turns the place to rubber. Maybe that'll be Gear 5.
That'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it?
We keep on getting more like whatchamacallit, awakened people. So it's like implied that like that's like another level of like New World power up that Luffy has yet to attain, and possibly other members of the Straw Hat crew can attain as well.
It'd be kind of interesting to see like what that power would look like. You'd make it like a really bouncy room, and people would constantly be bouncing in that room, like. That'd be pretty funny, actually, like, to see that happen.
Yeah, that would be suitably appropriate, because Luffy's power-ups always stride the line between badass and goofy.
Yeah.
In fact, you could say Luffy's entire attack set, like, is always, like, that fine line between, like, oh, this is funny, and, oh, that's kind of badass, but, oh, this is kind of, like, silly and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even Gear 4th is kind of like, ooh, he's a silly kabuki man that bounces around. But hey, that's kind of badass.
Yeah.
So, Luffy, like, awaken Gomu Gomu! Bouncing room! And then he, like, just makes himself into a ball, and he's, like, bouncing around and they're bouncing around. It's like, oh, I can't control my positioning with this rubber room.
Yeah, exactly. And, everybody in the room besides Luffy is just like bouncing around, or maybe Luffy would be too, but he'd be more used to bouncing.
Yeah, he'd be the more skilled bouncer or something like that, possibly. But I mean, I get your complaint. I definitely do want this to like kind of be over, and I want the Luffy versus category fight to like be like in its main thing. Although I'm enjoying Dogtooth, and I'm looking forward to whatever bullshit solution Luffy does to overcome him, because he's like, ooh, Gear 4th, let's see what that can do, and it's like he can do everything better. So I'm looking forward to it. So what rating would you give this chapter?
I don't want to rate it too high, but like considering it's One Piece, like I have like a little bit more expectations with One Piece. I feel I want it to do better than this. I think, man, am I giving it the same score as Promised Neverland? Like,
I think it was still an 8 chapter, even if it is a little bit slow. But I can understand a 7.5.
But it's a 7.5 from the context of the rest of One Piece that I've read so far. It's not like a Promised Neverland 7.5 where I'm being like, a little bit gracious in some aspects, but this is like, I expected a little bit more.
This has definitely been like one of the strongest arcs in the New World, and it definitely feels like Oda's like slacking a little bit, dragging it out, and it's like, finish it up, Oda. Give us like the good fight. Stop stalling and have Luffy come up with something good to fight Kataguri.
Yeah.
Because right now it seems like, Kataguri's fighting with 120%. Luffy's fighting with like 70. And he's like getting worse and worse and more roughed up.
Yeah. I suppose something that could be interesting is like, what if like Luffy loses and Kataguri has Luffy as hostage, and the rest of the pirate crew have to beat Kategori in order to get him back.
Well, that would be interesting if Luffy loses and then Kategori brings him to like Cow Cow Island and then somehow Luffy escapes. Some people are like, apparently like in the One Piece community on Reddit, people are debating about whether or not they want Luffy to win. Some people think if Luffy wins, it won't be earned. Other people think that like, oh, well, if Kategori wins, that'll be that Luffy hasn't been able to grow in strength or whatever. And so people are divided about how they want it to resolve.
Yeah, that's interesting the way you put it there, actually. I don't want to... the time jump growth thing, I don't think that should be... like... I don't think that should be dragged on throughout the rest of the series. Like, oh, the Sword Heart crews are so much more powerful now because of the time jump... their time jump training. I think it got them as far as it did, but now I think we need to have them struggle a lot more. We need them to have struggle.
Well, this has definitely been a good arc in terms of like seeing them struggle. Like kind of like hitting a brick wall and the brick wall is hitting back. So yeah. I've enjoyed that. So it'd be interesting if like Oda finds like some solution to like give Luffy a win, but like show that like he's doing it by the skin of his teeth, or he does it through luck, or he needs to improve if he's going to fight Kaido.
Exactly.
So I think that covers up our thoughts. Anything else to add? You give it a 7.5. I gave it an 8, right?
Mm-hmm. Mochi is delicious. Real life mochi is actually pretty good. You should try it.
It is really good. It's one of my favorite weeboo desserts.
Get
mochi wherever you can.
That'd be the thing I would chill if I could.
If I can, I'll put some more mochi. We all love mochi. Mochi's the best. Mochi! It is really good. So, all right. So let us know what you thought of this chapter 2 in the comments below. And thank you for watching and hanging out with us, Lobster Magnet and friends. And remember, lobsters and tennis, but don't you grab it.